Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's part 2 of the cold process, hot process video phase. I hated to do it, but I have no choice. My hot process is definitely a gel phase. This has 0% super fat, so it's time to add my super fat. Here we go, 2 ounces of shea butter. We're going to go ahead and stir that in. I'll go ahead and put in my scent oil and put in my embeds and get this in the mold. This does take quite a bit of stirring. If you've made hot process and you've super fatted it at the end like I'm doing, takes quite a bit of stirring. I've never used this mica in hot process. I've used it in cold process and it turns the burnt orange like you saw in the video, the previous one. But it's already turned back to a nice creamy buttery yellow. I love it. This is going to be some awesome soap. You can see it a little bit there. Can you see that burnt orange? Maybe it doesn't pick it up. I don't know. It probably doesn't. Just a tiny bit, but where it cooked, it's already turned it back. It usually takes 24 hours. Not this time. So pull the plug. Love this stuff. Definitely a gel phase. My super fat's well mixed in. I'm going to go ahead and stir in my Island Escape scent oil. Put in my embeds and get it in the mold. And I'll show you the top that I like to put on my hot process soap. Now, it does take a while to stir in your scent oil into your hot process, but your soap will eventually accept it and absorb it. See, it's already starting to soak it up. Absorb it and bring it in. Hot process really does have some true advantages over cold process, although cold process is still my favorite. Alright, let me get my embeds in here. This is another batch of soap. Let me show you the soap. I think I already did, but let me show you in this video too. It was leftovers from this soap, which I love, and I've already used one of them. But these were the ones that were left over. I think they're going to look great in this yellow base. So stir those in. And even now, this many weeks later, the scent oil, the cranberry fig, has held up so well. It still smells so good. They're going to look great in this buttery yellow, and I think the 2 scents are going to really complement each other and smell nice together. Just want to make sure it's super well stirred in. So the soap starts to grab a hold of those embeds. Those are pretty large embeds, and we'll make sure the soap grabs a hold of them and sticks to them really well. Let's get them into my mold. This is my tall skinny mold. This is actually my primary mold, my favorite mold that I use. So here we go. Let's start to mold it. Pound it down. Get a couple more spoons into it. And spread it out. And pound it down. And this is going to actually overflow because it's hot process and it's really super thick gelled. It's alright. Not going to matter. Get that in there, really well in there. Take my spatula and pound it in. Pick it up and drop it. I'm going to drop it on the floor a couple of times. And wear your goggles when you do this. I learned the hard lesson. This is soap, but soap burns your eyes, and this is hot, so it burns you twice. Learn my lesson the hard, painful way. Take a lesson from me. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay. Now, let's get this aside. Not real pretty just yet. Get that up in there. Pound that down as much as we can to get out air bubbles. I'm going to tap it on the floor again. Build the side up just a little bit while it starts to cool. I'm going to pound it on the floor again. Bear with me just a minute. Okay, now, this is pretty well pounded down. It's held its shape really well. It's overflowing. It's still soft. I want to get it up against the wall because this mold bows just a little bit. So I want to kind of put it up like that. So I'm going to put my crock pot out of the way. Get my stick blender out of the way. Okay, we have a little bit here on the counter, which is once again going to be used to wash dishes. So let's get you over here so you can see this. Put that against the wall. And we're going to take our thermometer, which also works as my skewer, and I'm just going to kind of take, this won't look like much at all in the video, not going to look like much at all really, but we're going to kind of pick at the top and make a really rough top. I'm going to shove some of those embeds down in there and get a really rough looking top on this. Shoving those embeds down in there. But when I cut this top doesn't look like much. It's going to look really nice in the cut bar. It always does. Shove those embeds down in there and just get some of the actual just plain soap on top. Picking at it. Scraping the side clean. And there we go. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but when I cut into that, it's going to look really nice. Now, when I shut the camera down here, I'm going to go ahead and put that against the wall so I have a nice, tall, skinny soap. Anyway, here we go. I have my hot process and my cold process. Sorry for the two videos. I hate that, but I have no choice. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Anyway, everybody, the rest of you, thanks for watching. And listen, tomorrow's Easter. Not all of you are Christian. I totally get it. I am. If you're not Christian, that's perfectly fine with you. I love you just the same. But to my Christian friends, have a wonderful and blessed Easter. To my non-Christian friends, have a wonderful day. I love all of you. Bye.